Hi everyone, today we are going to be going over the different structures of the brain. So first we're going to look at the difference between a gyrus and a sulcus. So a gyrus is going to be these lifted parts of the brain, and then the sulcus is going to be these indentations, and these are going to be all throughout the brain. So here would be another gyrus, and then right in here would be the sulcus. Now we're going to look at the different lobes of the cerebrum. So first, anteriorly, we have this lobe right here called the frontal lobe on the orange. And then if we come over on top, on the blue, we could see the parietal lobe. And then if we come to the back, this is going to be our occipital lobe in the green. And then on the side here in the yellow, we have our temporal lobe. Okay? And then right here in between our primary motor cortex and our primary sensory cortex, we have our central sulcus. Right here. And then we have two different hemispheres of the brain, a right and a left, and what separates them here is going to be our longitudinal fissure. Okay? And then we have something also called our corpus callosum on the medial half of the hemisphere. Okay, so that's going to be our corpus callosum, number 28. And now we are going to be looking at our cerebellum. So here we could see these two structures in gray. That's going to be our cerebellum, and a structure that divides our right and left hemispheres of the cerebellum is going to be our vermis. And then if we look at this view, we can see these different structures in our cerebellum that looks like a tree, and that's called our arbor vitae, and that's going to be number 27. And to continue with this view, we are going to be looking at something called the diencephalon, and that's going to include 4 different structures. So first we're going to be looking at our thalamus, and that's going to be number 31 on this brain, and it's going to go all the way around here. So that's our thalamus. And then if we move over here, this is going to be our hypothalamus. And then we have this pink structure right here. This is going to be our pineal gland. This is also known as our epithalamus. Okay, and then if we come under on the brain, we have this little structure here, and this would be our pituitary gland, or where it would attach. Okay, so those 4 structures are a part of your diencephalon. And now we are going to go through the brainstem. So we have 3 structures in our brainstem, and that's going to include 32 as our midbrain, 33 as our pons, and 34 as our medulla. And within our midbrain we have 2 other structures, and they're going to be these 2 white dots here. We have our superior colliculus and our inferior colliculus. Okay? And now we are going to go through our ventricular system. So first we would see our lateral ventricle lie here. Okay? And then if we come around here, This is where our third ventricle would be, in this area. And then as we come over this way, this is going to be our cerebral aqueduct, then connecting into our fourth ventricle right in here. Okay? And then if we look on the bottom of our brain again, we can see this structure here. This will be our olfactory bulb connecting to our olfactory nerve. Okay? And then here we can see our optic nerve. And our optic nerve is cranial nerve 2, and our olfactory nerve is cranial nerve 1. And that concludes the different structures of the brain. Hopefully that was helpful.